Chrissy going up versus Dalaran Gamer. Necrolord Warrior going for a big old Stormbolt onto Chrissy with a sharpened blade, big old blade storm to follow. Chrissy taking quite a bit of damage though, but so is Dalaran over here, and Dalaran taking a pretty mean bite. Chrissy, is he playing the Mortal Strike build? I'm actually very interested. Is he playing the Mortal Strike build? As the Dalaran Gamer, the Arms Warrior man, went in trying to make a play. I can't find the Spart. There we go. All the time versus Chrissy. Do Arcane Mages, they actually have new talents. Arcana Sphere coming out for Spart, looking for a knockback into Chrissy. Does he land it? It is going behind. Almost clips the Feral. Spart does get opened up on. Big Kyrian Burst coming out for Chrissy. And that's going to be an Ice Block for Spart. Can somebody confirm if Chrissy is running the Mortal Strike effect for Ferals or not? Can somebody confirm if they are? Spart trying to make him some missiles happen, but the bleeds are set in. Shield does keep him alive for a little bit. Not really sure what legendary he's running as an Arcane Mage right now, because we're not seeing the triple shield legendary. So maybe something aggressive, maybe the one with a Harmony where Arcane missiles stack up damage. But he does go down. Try the new Honor talent, and Chrissy, oh my man, this is Christina, isn't it, dude? This is Christina right here. Has to be. Yo, Alex, let me know, in the chat or in Discord, are you running the new Honor talent for Mortal Strike effect? Yes or no? Yes, it does face through walls. That Arcana Sphere does walk through walls. And Kreisbad, oh, I'm wondering what Honor talents he is running. We have the Teleport talent. We have that Crystal where people walk out of it for Destro Warlocks. Also, Chaos Bolt should do a lot more damage baseline now. So for Kreisbad, he actually can get a lot more utility with his Honor talents. Very interested what this is going to look like. Immediate Trinket versus Chrissy, dropping down Infernal. Bonds of Fel coming out. Actually, Domus does get interrupted, but he's going to walk out of it. Chrissy at half health. Oracle does hit him. Imlay coming out for Kreisbad with a Shadow Fury right after. Soul Rod to follow. And looks like maybe a big Chaos Bolt lining up. Fear instead. Looks like Chaos Bolt is going to go through a big damage. Going to be Trinket Wall for Chrissy. Took quite a bit of hit with that Chaos Bolt. Wall does negate a lot of that damage. And Kreisbad taking quite a bit of damage himself. Trying to see if he can port the Feral over to the gateway. Couldn't quite do it as the Feral did move out of it. But he is running Bonds of Fel. With Bonds of Fel, more or less, it puts down a circle. And if you walk out of it, you actually take fire damage, breaking him out of stealth. Quite a significant amount of damage, if I'm honest. If that thing crits, that's a 7k baseline hit. That's going to be a... I picked up for Kreisbad. Chrissy tried to make some damage happen as Kreisbad bailing out of there as the Night Fae. Big old port available. Mortal Coil at Chrissy with the Fear to follow. No more Trinket available for the Feral. And Kreisbad Chaos Bolt non-empowered. Look at the much. It's got some dam to it. That thing's got some dam to it. No longer do you need an Honor talent for it to have a good dam. Chrissy does have plenty of self-heals though as a druid. I really want to know if they are running Mortal Strike effect though. I'm still so sorry. I'm gonna keep harping on it, but I'm wondering if they are running a new Honor talent. Gonna be a big old Shadow Fury for Kreisbad with a Casbelt to Chrissy. Does recover a lot of health. Bonds of Fel. Chrissy looking to walk out of it, taking a lot of damage. Swiftman comes out immediately as soon as Bonds of Fel goes through. Bonds of Fel, by the way, will slow the enemy down by 50% into the walk out of it. They take damage from it. So you might want to stand in sometimes. You might want to stay out of it sometimes. It's an interesting combo. It gives an enemy a interesting mechanic to play with. Mortal Coil onto Chrissy, and Kreisbad looking for Incinerates. Is he going to go for the teleport? He could honestly just yeet the Feral over to the gateway if he wanted to. As the Feral's walking up, maybe this is where the cooldown could come out. Potentially, he's going to go for a port himself. He could always yeet the Feral onto the portal if he ever wanted. If he ever wanted. That's always available for him, but so far hasn't used it. I think you can actually use Bonds of Fel together with a teleport to kind of force Bonds of Fel damage and also yeeting the enemy over to the gateway. Could be very interesting. He's going to try to do it. Chrissy does walk past it, but doesn't quite get hit into it. Was going to be a pretty interesting way to deal with it. Bastard Kreisbad. Big Kyrian setup for Chrissy though. Shadow Fury coming out for the Warlock. Going for that Immolate right after. Doesn't really have a lot of health to work with. Trying to see if he can dip under with a port. Not a lot of health available. Does he have the Mortal Strike effect on him? Big damage on the Chrissy. Has a leap. Maim for Kreisbad. Chicken side of it. Fear to follow. And that's going to be Fear catching Chrissy. No wall available. Doesn't want to fall with a Chaos Bolt. Could be huge damage right here. Big Chaos Bolt right after. Drain life. Those Chaos Bolts are now sizable, since he doesn't have to invest an Honor talent into those things. Interesting. The teleport ability has been a little bit hard to match up though. That's been a little bit difficult to set up, to kind of yeet the enemy away from you. Big stun around the corner with the Cataclysm after and the Fear to follow, as Chrissy is going to get hit with a bunch of CC back to back. Kreisbad looking for a bit of recovery, treating this duel seriously. Trying to go for a Chaos Bolt. Going to be a missed intro for Chrissy. Infernal does come down. And maybe could set something up for Chrissy. That's going to be Ursos for that Infernal. As Scribe's been chasing after him. Could maybe go for kind of setup around the corner. Mortal Call into Chrissy. Try to go for a Fear. Does he go? Big Chaos Bolt to follow. Could be lots of damage here. Immolate right after. Chrissy does have plenty of self-heals. And can somebody on team, I keep saying this, Chicago or Atho, can you guys check Chrissy's honor talents and see if he's running the new Mortal Strike build? Because I think he might be. It looked like Kreisbad healing was quite disrupted a bit. Wall available for Chrissy, trying to make some damage happen. Stun into Kreisbad. No way out of these bite spree. That's a lot of damage back to back. And I wonder also if Chrissy maybe could be running the Kyrian Lego too. Is that a thing? Potentially. Kreisbad in a situation where he's not really in a good spot, Chrissy. Do they want to go for big damage? He's going to walk out of the bonds of Fell. Chaosbolt after Mortal. Maybe Chaosbolt to follow Soul Rod instead. Shadow Fury from afar. Does catch him with a Cataclysm around the corner. Does take him out. A hard-fought battle. No MS PvP town. Okay, so he's not running the Mortal Strike. Interesting. Is that looking like a good talent for Pharaohs? He's running Apex build? Okay, okay. Fair enough. Now, Athaman, I wonder if he's going to be running the extra range build. The extra range on certain abilities. So there's actually a range build for Holy or Red Palace now, where your Blade of Justice has a 22-yard range. Try to see if you can port Atho. That's a cool animation. It's so massive. Hodge onto Kreisbad has a port available. Atho does keep Ashton on Kreisbad. So he's taking that extra damage, and that's going to be him going down with Atho, taking plenty of range damage to his enemies. Look at that range onto my lord. I think he's trying to go for a bit of an auto duel, a bit of a jolly old bow against one another. But look at Atho, dude. So I believe he's playing the new honor talent. I would imagine. Look at that Blade of Justice. So Blade of Justice is supposed to have like a 20-yard range now, or 22-yard range with this change. So he's actually full ranged. Look at those judgments. Look at those hammers, dude. Look at the last verdicts. Adaptation does come out, able to hit Milord Paladin, generate holy power from so far away. Actually, just not in melee of Milord. Shield Avengers for one another. Both of them are super low. Could be bubbles out of him. Looks like that's a lot of healing going for both of the Palas. Hodge by Athaman with a chicken available for Milord Pala. It looks like Arthur is going to tuck tail and get away from him for a moment. Tried to get into range as best as he can, but you really cannot with that Milord just on him the whole time. Pony up. It's going to be slow for slow. Hand of Freedom available for Milord Pala. Bubble up for Arthur. Does use the bubble early, so Milord Pala is in a sense at a small advantage in this duel now that he can hold on to his bubble for later. So if Athaman can recover a little bit, he might be in an okay spot still. I believe Milord Pala is Kyrian. Too bad the Kyrian Lego isn't available right now. I would have been very interested to see what that looks like. What that playstyle is like. I wonder if a Pharaoh with a Mortal Strike will be a lot stronger. Just, I'm guessing it's Christina, right? There's no way that's not Christina. Big wreck for Atho! Bubbles for Milord Pala! Almost got one shot, literally with 1 health. Oh my goodness, Athaman. Well, now you know Paladin's CPTR is still going to be pretty nutty. They just have extra long range now. I mean, already they hit each other with verdicts from a mile away. And now it's going to be a Blade of Justice from a mile away. That also has a slow, so you could really kite somebody. Hodge into Milord. Does Atho have enough? Big wreck. Big damage to follow. Lots of holy damage. Milord probably goes super low, but that's going to be Word of Glory coming out. Going to be a trinket. Adaptation for Atho. Does land the kill. Snipe onto Milord Pala. I'm sure that's not going to be the only duel between those two juggernauts. And looks like Arcane is dog. Is that Seawark? Is up next. Gonna try to see if he can make Arcane work. I guess with the new honor talents too. So Spell Steal is an Arcane only honor talent. You also have the knockback ability, so we'll see how good it can be. Going to be Invis for Arcane with a Poly onto Atho. Mirrors of Torment to follow. Interesting choice. Touch of the Magic. Looks like he's going to try to go for a big setup. Arcanosphere. Setting up a big old sphere with a knockback onto Atho. Actually goes for a bubble. Was he trying to go for a big old one-shot with that? Looks like Atho actually pressed bubble for this. Does that one-shot get people right now? Ashen Hollow getting interrupted. And that's going to be some missiles free for Arcane. Does that actually one-shot? Like, I'm actually surprised Atho bubbled that. I'm actually very much surprised he bubbled it. Ashen Hollow, super far away. Arcane is going to take a bit of that damage. Try to stay away from it as best he can. He is not running the defensive Lego, so he's trying to stay as aggressive as he can. Anathema is looking for him. Yo, M6 never got to play, dude, with that. Oh my god, dude. M6 Kiss God never got to play. Hopefully we'll do another one after this one, boys. Hopefully do another one after that. Yo, somebody want, any of these mages want to try Frost or Fire with some of the new changes? That'll be interesting. If you guys let me know what honor talents you're running, I'd be very interested. Arcane's Dog trying to see if he might be able to bail out of here, trying to land a polymorph onto Atha. Oh, does land it, but it's going to be adaptation getting him out of it. So Athaman is going to be able to punish, well, I believe is Seavark with a bit of damage. Going to be Dwarf Shadows for Arcane, trying to see if he can bail out of it. Building up a bunch of missiles, not the biggest shield possible. With an alter sum available, should be able to alter a lot of this damage as long as he doesn't get super bursted. Does get himself a smallest heal ever, I believe from Kreiser. As Athaman is keeping his range here, but he does like having range. He actually has some range. He only needs 20 yards to get near Arcane's Dog, and he actually can hit him with abilities. Going to be Merge the Torment, but being a sheep, you do have a smaller hitbox, or at least smaller Z-axis hitbox. And it looks like the mage is going to go for a bit of a reset, get himself some food. 50% dampener. It is a little bit tough. Trying to see if he can blink around Atha. Going to be a consecration. Does have a poly. No adaptation. Going to be touching the magic. Does he have the big go? Trying to send some missiles in it with a barrage. Quite a substantial amount of damage. Going to be big old chill of vengeance. Does Arcane go for a big setup with Arcanosphere? Actually, lots of damage. Massive touch of the magic onto Atha. Does he go for the Arcanosphere? He could. He actually totally could. Gonna be a silence on Atha. Hasn't triggered for it. Bunch of missiles flying at Atha. Big barrage to follow. Trying to go for Fire Blast. Missiles with a shimmer away. I think he might just have him on the ropes. Door of Shadows. Does he get to it? Does get interrupted. Flashlights are coming through. More missile spam comes out. It looks like Arcane's Dog is not quite dog. M6 does get a chance to actually play his class here for a moment, trying to probably go for biggest mortal strikes ever, or biggest rampages ever. Shatter throw from the ice block immediately as the mage trying to get himself a setup. Polymorph, that's going to be reflect back onto the mage with a fear right after. M6 needs to get himself a big old rampage if he wants to see if he can survive this. Because I feel like the Arcane Mage damage could just get turned around immediately. And I wonder, actually, I guess the mage, is that Arcane? Is that healing going to help out? I guess it does if you try to go to some food. Immediate invisible, immediate food for Arcane's Dog. Getting as much health as he can. Big stun onto Arcane's Dog. M6 needs to give himself a big rampage in order to deny some of the healing for Arcane's Dog. Does it reflect? Did he reflect? He did not reflect mirrors. He reflected something else. I think it was a Fire Blast. As he tried to get something going. Alter Sum available for Arcane. Chilling for now, hanging out. Does take down M6 with the barrages. That was a rough one. But looks like Arcane is making a return. Actually, it looks like Team Atho is actually going to be able to just someone have a chance to play. With Kids Got Next, if he actually gives Arcane's Dog a bit of opportunity to at least catch a bit of healing. He has no ice block. He doesn't have arcane power. So he's going to be a little bit behind. But at least there's something in there, man. At least there's something to it. And Kisgod is going to give him the honor duel. What a nice guy. It's Kisgod. He's EU, right? This is an EU getting to play. EU does have a bit of disadvantage, by the way, on these servers. Arcanosphere coming out very early. So it looks like our Arcane mages can actually send Arcanosphere earlier. So they can let it build up. Or they could just like shoot it out for a knockback immediately. Interesting. Blind by Kiss. If he has a big setup, it's over. Dropping down to Consecration just for extra holy damage. Arcane. Oh, man. That was just hard to win. That was almost impossible to win that one. I like that though. Yo, that was pretty cool. We saw Kryza with the new honor talents. We saw the Arcanosphere.